This is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning. My name is Jagana Semakola Ziksoka. Welcome to UBC TV. It is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Another very lovely day that the Lord God has given to us. It is the 10th of August in this year, 2022. Of course, in Kenya, the IEBC and the man now of the moment, Mr. Wafula Chebukati, tallying and of course getting the results trickling in, coming in from the different polling stations across the country. And of course, UBC TV promised that we will let you know what is happening in Kenya. Of course, the election is on there, and the rest is predominantly between the two gentlemen right there, Raila Amolo Odinga of the Azimio la Umoja and Dr. Samoei Arap William Ruto of the UDA, Kenya Kwanza. And of course, we'll let you know what is happening there. We will not get into Kenya now. Of course, the Kenyan conversation will be coming on a little later. Now, we'll talk about issues, of course, that also concern us. As Kenyans are getting into the elections, we also need to remind Ugandans, those who need to find jobs, those who need to do whatever they need to do, to also get going. Now, the conversation today will be on the National ICT Job Fair. And having with me in studios is Mr. Moses Watasa. He's a commissioner for ICT from the Minister of ICT and National Guidance. I just need to, Mr. Watasa is with me in studios just right now. You're very welcome, Mr. Watasa.
Thank you very much, Ndugu Jagenda. It's always a pleasure to be here at UBC, the biggest station in the country where I'm sure we inspire. And we are hoping to do more of that today.
Okay.
With our friends from Huawei.
Okay. Karibu, and happy to have you, and work as well at the ministry.
Yeah, it's very good, and we are proud to be associated with UBC and the great things that are happening here.
Okay.
And we remain available.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Of course, together with Mr. Commissioner Watasa is Ms. Soma Muchala Fauzia. Muchala Fauzia is a spokesperson of Huawei Technologies Uganda. You're also very welcome.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. And I hope that by the end of this show, we're able to make sure that young people have left the show when they're satisfied of what we've spoken about, the job fair.
Talk about Huawei in just a minute or two.
Huawei, the global leading ICT solutions provider.
Okay.
Yes. What we do, let me just
yes, you know, when we talk about Huawei, to Ugandan, it's
yes,
a mobile phone in
exactly.
Their hands, yes.
Okay, I'll break it down into a few bits, so just summarize it a bit. Huawei is an ICT solutions provider in Uganda, and we have been in operations for 21 years now in Uganda. And we don't just do devices.
Okay.
Why do they call us an ICT solutions provider? Because we provide ICT solutions of different kinds. Let it be mining solutions, let it be education solutions, let it be medical solutions. All those are things that we do because we have one of the biggest R&D, research and development departments in the world. We put in a lot of money and investment to these people to bring new solutions for people. Before you know, things are updated, things keep upgrading, and you know, with technology you can't be left behind. Things keep changing every now and then. So those are some of the things that we're doing. And in Uganda we have worked with the Ministry of ICT and NITAU to do what we call the National Backbone Infrastructure Project. That's the NBI. That is what we call connecting Uganda, connecting everything in Uganda. So, and our vision and mission is to bring digital to every person, every home, and every organization to have a fully intelligent and connected world. So this is something that also aligns with our mission as Huawei. Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much, Fauzia. And of course, it's not by coincidence that you are with ICT. And of course, ICT is the mother of all these things called ICT in this country. Welcome again, Ndugu Commissioner Watasa. And let's just get into the conversation right away. We are talking about the National ICT Job Fair 2022 or 2022. Let's get to that. What is it, and what should people expect? What should we hope to listen to you or hear from you in as far as the ICT Job Fair is concerned?
Ndugu, as you are aware, and the President keeps talking about this, ICT, if you look at Uganda's Vision 2040, you look at the National Development Plan, the NDP3,
that we're running now.
In fact, even the manifesto of the NRM, which is now the government also, ICT is one of the key pillars for socio-economic transformation in this country. You cannot talk about any other segment of our economy or even business or what Huawei does, import, export, tourism, bookings are online. We were in these lockdowns, you remember? It's actually technology that gave us a semblance of continuity. So ICT is embedded in every facet of endeavor in as far as we are concerned, whether health, education, issues gender, SMEs, clearing and forwarding. So ICT is a key pillar for our economy. It cuts across everything, and that's why His Excellency keeps naming it as one of the pillars, 4 pillars for socio-economic transformation, but also for creating opportunities, which include the jobs that we are talking about, but also supporting business, business, but also other forms of livelihoods. Now, we know that in Uganda, 78% of the population is below the age of 30. 78%. In fact, I can also say over 80% of the population is below the age of 35. These are young people. They are looking for opportunities, they are looking for jobs, they are looking for placements, for on-job training. Others are looking for internships, others are in universities, others have just left university, fresh graduates, all over the country. We now have more than 50 universities in Uganda. All these are churning out graduates who are looking for opportunities. Now the challenge is that there has not been a meeting point between people who have the opportunities and those who are looking for them. So we came together, thankfully, with our partners Huawei, with whom we are doing several other things, like she has said, to create an inaugural ICT Job Fair. Of course, government has so many other opportunities for the youth, but we are here to talk about ICT. And I can tell you, Ndugu, also, ICT is a hugely dynamic and fast-growing area. In Uganda, it's growing at a rate of between 14 and 16% per annum, and it's already employing about 1.3 million people.
ICT?
Yes, if I talk about what we call the expanded value chain. Because if you look at people, even like mobile money, it is supported by ICT. So when we look at that whole chain, ICT is employing already about 1.3 million people. But because it's also growing very fast, it has a lot of opportunities in all sectors, including the private sector, where Huawei and other actors are coming from. Now, we are the ministry that formulates and implements policies. One of the things we've done is to open up, as you know, for private actors to come in expanding infrastructure that she's talking about, ICT infrastructure, so that we have connectivity across the country. We have moved, we are still moving, and our target is that by 2026, we should have covered all the corners of the country, whether you're in Chidepo, whether you're in the Queen Elizabeth National Park,
everywhere,
Chisoro, whether you're in Elgon, where I come from, because ICT, like I've said, supports each and everything. Now, the ICT fair is within that context where we want to bring together people who have opportunities for internships, on job trainings, attachments. We have MOUs. Huawei is one of them. We have other even global corporate giants like Microsoft. We have an MOU with them for exchange programs for developing systems and software. Huawei, excellent job we've done. All these are also creating jobs. But remember, our ministry is also promoting Uganda as a BPO global destination. So we've set up, my PS set up a BPO council. BPO is a business process outsourcing, whereby a company in any corner of the world can engage our young people, for example, for things like customer care. In fact, we are doing some already with many companies here and beyond, or even services like audit, customer care, marketing, selling. So we do this from Uganda for companies within Uganda, within Africa, and all around the world. If you go to Statistics House, there's an amazing job my age or yours, Ndugu Jagenda, these are young people, some of them are below 20.
We call them UB40s. The Ugandans below 40. Yeah, the UB40s.
In fact, most of these
are UB30.
Are below 30.
They are UB30s, yes.
So we are doing all this. The ministry has an innovations program, as you might be aware, where we fund young people who have ICT ideas. And we support them to develop solutions, and a lot of them are on the market, my brother. The EGP, the e-government procurement system we are using now, is developed by young
Ugandans,
people,
yes.
funded.
The aims at public universities.
The one we are developing for Ministry of Education, the NEMIS, the National Education Management Information System, which records the academic details, the statistics of teachers.
With the Ministry of Education?
Yes, with the Ministry of Education. Many that we've done. There are even others that are being used in the private sector. So our young people have huge potential, but they need support in as far as skills are concerned. Some of them need the capital for turning their ideas into systems. There are those who are even good at assembling electronics. As you know, we are assembling things like computers here, laptops, like the president said the other day in the address to the nation, such that Uganda becomes the, like we say, the ICT regional powerhouse here in the Great Lakes region in East Africa, but also in Africa. And as we work and continue working, we become a global ICT hub to reckon with. And what does this mean? The 1.3 million that I talked about is fair, but looking ahead, we should be able to create even up to, in fact, our projection is that up to like 4 million jobs.
Numbers need to grow.
Yes, 4 million jobs in the next 4 to 6 years. So all this, then there are these friends of ours, they employ the youth, they train them. Some of them offer exchange programs. You go there, they train you, you learn from them. Because now, like Huawei is a global corporate giant. I've been to Huawei, the headquarters of Huawei. Amazing job they are doing. So definitely there are things they are doing much better than us. What can our youth learn from them? Which opportunities are available? There's the actual employment that I've talked about. There's the internships which offer graduates, in fact, including university students, opportunities to learn on the job, to strengthen and consolidate skills as they prepare for the job markets. Then there are the apprenticeships for fresh graduates, because as you know, some of the universities and institutions of learning don't go into the details of the mechanics of
they don't have the time.
Phone and whatever.
They do not have the time.
So these attachments are going to take our youth through that, which means they should be more employable, but they should also have skills to develop either ICT equipment or even ICT systems.
Thank you very much. Now I just request my producer Fakul to have the number on screen there where people can send SMSs for the people in studios here, to the commissioner and to my sister Muchala. I have our number there. That normally happens for people to send in their requests. Now let me come to you, Muchala, Soma, from Huawei. How are you as Huawei supporting all these very good initiatives that the commissioner is talking about? The innovations, like we say, you just gave us a glimpse of what Huawei is, but you know, when you talk about Huawei, when you talk about Samsung, I had an opportunity to visit Samsung in South Korea. And when I met the man Samsung himself, is the idea that I think everybody had was, it's just a phone. You know, when you talk about Samsung, it's just a phone and maybe now extend it to a screen, a TV screen or something like that. But there are different other things that they also do. So when you talk about Huawei, to some Ugandan, it's just a gadget in their hands, and that's it. So how does that help? How does that come in? So let's hear from you. The support that Huawei is giving to a government agency like the Ministry of ICT in ensuring that you solve this unemployment problem that we have with us.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Jagenda. What we are doing as well, we have various what we call CSR activities, corporate social responsibility activities in Uganda. And of those, we have what we call the Seeds for the Future program. I'll start with the Seeds for the Future. My colleague, Mr. Watasa, spoke about exchange programs. And as Huawei, the Seeds for the Future program is a 2-week program where we take a selected number of students, 10 students, to China for that I said for 2 weeks.
Okay.
The first week will be in Beijing, and the second week in our headquarters in Shenzhen, where they will be able to interact with our people from the R&D department. They will be able to have a tour and have a real physical feel of what we do, our technologies, the artificial intelligence. All those are things that we know, as Huawei, we know that 2 weeks is not enough for somebody to go and learn everything. We know that. However, what we hope is that people are able to go there for those 2 weeks and have that memory within them and want to do the same for their nation. Because we know there's so much going on, there's so much technology that keeps upgrading. Once you're able to see that physically, you're able to have that feel that I want to do the same. We want people to have that feeling that I want to do the same for my nation. I want this to happen in Uganda. So that's what we do at the Seeds for the Future program. Then the second corporate social responsibility that we have, that's also in alignment with what my colleague Mr. Watasa was speaking about, is what we call the Huawei ICT Academy.
Okay.
The Huawei ICT Academy in this way helps to skill different students with new technologies. What is an ICT Academy? ICT Academy is how we cooperate with different universities. For example, we sign an MOU with a university that agrees to let Huawei bring in its trainers to train some of the trainers, and then the trainers.
And you've done that with some universities already?
Yes,
Okay.
we currently have around 15 universities.
Across the country?
Yes, in Uganda,
Okay,
just
sure.
in Uganda. So through this, we're able to teach young people and also the trainers who are the lecturers of ICT mostly, to teach them the emerging technologies, because there are so many technologies that have emerged, but we haven't yet put them maybe in our curriculums or something like that in Uganda. So what we are doing is to make sure we skill people when they're still young, because it's easier to skill people when they are younger. And also for technologies like 5G, we have been skilling young people to be prepared for 5G. As much as people might say, oh, 5G, we might know, we don't want 5G, but the world is moving. Everything is moving forward. Technology never...
You know, when COVID was just coming in, the conversation was with 5G.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But of course, it was dispelled by scientific facts that
Yes.
how does 5G stop you, if you hide in your house, won't 5G find you there? How does 5G, how do you stop it by just washing your hands? So we discovered it was not really 5G.
Yes.
We had to wash our hands, mask up, and all the
Yes.
things, and you social distance, but the G can find you anywhere.
The G can find you anywhere. That's
There was
true.
that conversation.
Yes, I remember that. But yes, so that's something, and I'm sure people who are skilled with 5G also were aware about that. But when COVID came in and everyone was saying, oh, 5G could have been the root cause of COVID, it's all that, it's just propaganda that is spread wrongly by different parties. But people who are skilled with these things really know what happens and what is the fifth generation, what it is really. So we have trained I think over 7,000 students already
in this country,
in Uganda currently. But we know, of course, that's not a very big number compared to the number of learners or students in Uganda. But these are some of the things we are looking at, skilling Ugandans to be ready for the future. You see, talk about AI. We actually have so many brilliant Ugandans. When you talk of AI, we have some students that we as Huawei have trained and have even developed certain applications.
For artificial intelligence.
Yes, through using Huawei's artificial intelligence, using Huawei's different courses that we are currently training in the different universities. Of course, universities, let me name a few, like Makerere University, Moni University,
Moni is
in West Nile,
yeah, in West Nile.
Yes, and Chambogo University. We have there are 15 universities. I won't mention them all, but those are some of the universities that we are currently working with. And from this ICT Academy, we are able to certify these students. How do we certify them? You see, it's just like different companies have different certification courses. And with Huawei, which has emerging technologies that are very new, it's very important to be certified in some of these technologies that we train, so that you're even more employable. This is now another way we actually help people to be more employable in different companies. You're able to see somebody that is skilled in maybe, say, robotics or artificial intelligence or maybe in future if somebody sees that you're certified in 5G, maybe the telecom networks will take you up on. So in that way, you're able to skill up the young people, to get to know, to become more employable. Then we also have what we call the Huawei ICT competitions. All these are CSR activities, remember, and it's at our cost as Huawei. It's not at anyone else's cost. It's free of charge. It's CSR, yes. So what we have at the ICT competition is whereby all these different ICT academies and even students, sometimes even from other universities that have not yet signed MOUs with us, come together and do exams. Exams, what are these exams? We have 3 levels of exams. National level, we have the sub-Saharan regional level, that's African level, then the global level, to do these kind of exams and also innovations. It's not just theory exam, it's also practical exam. So they are trained here by our own trainers from the ICT Academy that are certified, the Huawei certified trainers. And these students are able to go and compete in different levels. National level, I should actually say we had over 1,000 students who participated at the 2021-2022 national ICT competition levels for Huawei. But there were only 16 that were able to reach the African level, the sub-Saharan African, level. Yes. And from this, we were able to have 6 students that emerged first position. Can you see? These are Ugandans. Yes, first position in sub-Saharan Africa. And these are some of the things people feel like Ugandans, maybe we are not yet there. These technology things.
We are there.
Yes.
According to you.
Yes,
we are there.
Yes, according to us, we are there. You are there. We are there. So this, in a way, gives us as a nation hope. It gives us as a nation hope that we have very intelligent young people that can actually compete on such a level and, you know, take up first position. Not only that, global level, these students were able to take first position.
The 6 that we had?
The 3 from Makerere. No, there are 6 actually from Makerere. Then the other group from Muni University, there are 3. Yes, and these people have brilliant innovations. I won't speak of what they did because to protect their rights of whatever innovation they did, but this in a way puts us as Uganda on a very big platform. And this also puts them out there, the competitors, to be very marketable because of their skills, because of their knowledge. So in this way, they're able to also have their own companies, or even to become more employable, like we're talking about, in alignment with the National ICT Job Fair. So why Huawei? So after talking about all these corporate social responsibilities, I'll come to why we are working, why with the Ministry in relation to the National ICT Job Fair. Huawei Technologies globally has had what they call Huawei ICT Job Fairs globally. And we've had experience doing this kind of job fairs, and we know the impact. And this is something that's also in alignment with our vision. We want everybody to be able to tap into an opportunity that will let everyone tap into, let me say, what we call the intelligent world, connected intelligent world. And through that, you have to create opportunities. Speak to your channel partners. So we've come together with the ministry. The ministry, of course, is the upper arm, the one that speaks on behalf of
the agents of government mandated to manage anything called ICT.
ICTs in our nation. Yes. So, of course, I'm sure there are other partners as well. We're not the only private partners that the ministry works with, but why us? It's because we've also had different MOUs and a very good partnership, and we stood out to participate with the ministry in with this regard. And as Huawei, we are also offering different opportunities at the National ICT Job Fair. So I actually encourage you who are watching, the youth, whoever is interested, Huawei is opening up a number of opportunities, not only internship opportunities, but also training opportunities for you to boost up your skills and for you to boost up your knowledge so that you become more employable. So if Yes.
Well,
there's
no,
anything
that's
else?
very important. Let me hear from Mr. Watasa. We talk about the National ICT Fair,
Yes.
Job Fair. The companies, why should they come in? How many companies are coming in? And what's the process? What's the procedure for them to actually belong and be part of the fair itself, the ICT Job Fair?
Okay, my brother, I'm sure you also know the Minister of ICT is responsible for coordinating the communication function of the government, and the communication goes with public relations. So we are really open. We want many more companies and the actors, even international agencies, to join us for this. If you went to Makerere now, the stores are up.
Okay.
For one, you will get a free store.
Okay,
You don't have
and that's important. The fair is happening at Makerere University.
Makerere University,
Okay.
the Freedom Square.
At the Freedom Square, yes.
That big place in front of the main building. And by the way, this is coinciding with International Youth Day. And remember,
The
we said-
International Youth Day is after
On
tomorrow.
Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just after tomorrow.
Yes,
12th.
which is on 12th on August, 12th of August. And in line with actually your motto UBC, we seek to inspire people.
Exactly.
I was sharing with her before we came to the studio, we need to show the youth what we can do for them as government, but also in partnership
With the private
likes
sector.
of Huawei. Now, if you are a company outside there, a potential employer of young people, if you have openings for internship, if you have openings for volunteering, where people can work and get skills, but also if you actually have a job, please join us, work with us, Minister of ICT. Our national guidance, Mr. Jagenda, it's ICT and national guidance, which also do at
The nation needs guidance. The nation needs to be guided.
In fact, what we are partly doing here with my good friend here,
It's
we're
guiding
also
the
guiding
nation.
the youth.
Exactly.
We are saying, look, you have a need, but there are opportunities here. So we want more companies. But remember, I also said the youth are more than 80% of our population. So if you're a manufacturer of ICT equipment, if you're a manufacturer of solutions and systems, this is the biggest market that Uganda has. In fact, these are the guys who are going to be your market.
They understand
Even
ICT. They even understand ICT than all of us.
Yeah, they understand. You know, my children can do things with the phone,
Exactly.
which I didn't know.
Yours is to wait for my call. And
In fact, they're even telling me there's something they call upgrading a phone. That my phone is now 2 years behind the required standard. So these young people are the biggest consumers of ICT equipment, but also ICT systems, solutions. This is your market. If I was a private company, I would have already run to Minister of ICT to join and be part of this fair. Because then you have a free store, you have all these students from universities around Kampala. You also have ICT graduates who have already left universities. They will be there. Some of them are working, but they are looking for training opportunities. They are working. In other words, they can spend money on your products. So you come to also exhibit your products and services, what is coming up. You also need to understand the needs of the market, of which this is a huge segment, like we've said, so that you know if I'm developing a new phone, maybe for next year or the other year, which functions should it have? So it is also an opportunity for these companies to get feedback from actual customers or clients, but also the potential one. Because if someone's 23 years now, this guy is still here probably for another 60 years, not so, Mr. Jagenda.
So they've got about 80 something.
So if I was a company, this is where I should be putting my eye.
Your focus, yes.
So what government has done is to give you a platform to also share opportunities with these people, but also have them appreciate what you have to offer.
Okay.
So in my view, it's not just about the companies under CSR, skilling, employing, and whatever. But this is the market for the present and the future, as far as Uganda is concerned. Then there's the showcasing.
Okay.
There's, of course, interacting with us also, so you understand the policy issues and how they impact your business model and what is emerging. Because ICT is a highly dynamic area with a lot of emerging trends, nationally, regionally, and globally. So you need to understand which direction the policy is taking in order for you to also maybe to stay relevant. So whichever way you look at it, very good for you. We're also going to, I interview people and Uganda. I'm a member of the Public Service Commission. I participate in hiring people for government, but also elsewhere. One of the things I've noted is that, especially fresh graduates, some of them are not very good at formal writing, even for things like curriculum, vitas, CVs.
CVs, yes.
So one of the things going to happen in Makerere is that we're also going to have desks where they can go to show them that this is how you write a CV.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
CV.
important.
Us as a company, as Huawei, when we are looking to employ people,
These are
this
things
is
that
what
we
we
look
look
at.
out for in a CV.
Exactly.
So we are going to have clinics also for young people from the perspective of the employer, the private sector, but ourselves also as government. So that the transition from one being a student to the job market or the innovations market
is seamless.
Seamless, yes.
Sure.
So there's a lot going to happen there. We already have, I think she has the latest figures. I checked. We already have
Over 800
over 800 opportunities created.
Yes.
These include actual jobs people have already got.
Over 800.
Yes.
Yes.
There are also the trainings that we have already secured. This by the way,
Free.
before the fair starts.
Okay.
Before it starts, we have already secured over 800. Then there are those who have already got opportunities for training, for internships. The last time I checked, these were more than 150 before actually we converge in Makerere. So for us as a ministry, we are excited because we can see that the policy of opening up is actually working and it is creating opportunities and is going to create many more opportunities.
Okay.
This over and above, of course, what we are creating ourselves as government through innovations programs, promoting Uganda as a BPO, business process outsourcing. So with the private sector, so much can be done. And the private sector needs to know that when you empower young people and you improve their livelihoods and incomes, then you create more demand for your products and services. So this is a symbiotic relationship. It's a win-win.
Okay.
If you're a private company, an international agency who hires or needs ICT skills, come to Makerere. We are starting on Friday and we are ending on Saturday.
Okay, it's Friday and Saturday. I was
Yes.
actually coming to ask you that, but now you've said it. Well, we'll just take a break and return very shortly, but remember we're carrying on with a conversation with the National ICT Job Fair that is happening at Makerere starting Friday this week, Friday and Saturday, and it's one that you do not have to miss out. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, of course, has brought these opportunities to you in partnership with Huawei Technologies Uganda, and of course the other players. We'll take a break and return. When we return, we'll also get into another conversation, of course, of the responses that are coming in from you to the commissioner from the ministry and to my sister Muchala, the public relations of Huawei Technologies. We'll take a break and return shortly.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever, and getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NERA offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. Fill NERA Form 3 while there and a birth certificate will be issued to you. Please note that birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call 0800-211-700. This message is brought to you by NERA.
National Council for Higher Education will hold the 4th Annual Higher Education Conference on the 14th and 15th September 2022. The conference theme is Enhancement of Teaching, Learning and Assessment with Ordeal in Higher Education. The guest of honor will be the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni. The conference will be held physically at Hotel Africana for only invited guests and open to online participants via Zoom webinar that will be shared under the events section at www.unche.or.ug. The keynote speakers are Ezra Nazim, Senior Fellow of Higher Education Academy UK, Professor Henk Gerald Sola, a Dutch organizational theorist and Emeritus Professor of Business, Engineering and ICT at Groningen University, the Netherlands. The National Council for Higher Education is receiving papers from researchers and scholars for publication in the Uganda Higher Education Review, Journal of National Council for Higher Education. For more details, send inquiries to cmuhumuza@unche.or.ug, info@unche.or.ug, or call 0783 040024 or 0704 800926 plus 256 39 32 62 140/4.
Logical, deeper conversation.
How many teachers in Uganda did you consult? But there's a mistake we are making. Which is good.
Which is good.
Which is good.
Which is good.
We went to this school, we ran it to Western, we ran it to Northern, we ran, then you come. Isn't that an achievement?
Objective and non-partisan.
Honorable Minister, there were a number of points. I want to start with you.
Straight from the hearts of open-minded men and women.
Money tends to move faster at night. So when people are not counting,
don't take it for granted.
Candid and authentic.
Because Uganda is not Thailand.
That's not correct, and we should stop that kind of mentality. So what I'm saying
that's
is
a trick question. Don't answer.
I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Tell him you speak Luo.
I think that's where we are beginning to have a problem.
I think what is going to kill the parish model are all the misconceptions on how it's supposed to run.
I know that the Prime Minister is listening.
Behind the headlines.
Charles, let us agree. We liberalize the economy. We are several nations put it together. Why don't you appreciate that? What if it fails?
I'm happy
and
to
he's a good lawyer because I mean he's not in the power.
The Parish Development Committee is functional. It is there. That there is a parish chief that the beneficiary is doing.
So we look at expenditure. We don't look at revenue. And that is the challenge we are giving them from Minister of Finance.
Your fountain of new knowledge flowing into the mass body of knowledge.
First get the knowledge of Bukedia, how they want to be modernized.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
You return money to the treasury, which is meant for the people.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Well, thank you so much and welcome back from the break. My name is Jagenda Semakola Ziksoka. With me in studios is Mucha Alasoma from Huawei Technologies Uganda, and of course the Commissioner, Mr. Moses Watasa, from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Of course, carrying on with the conversation of the National ICT Job Fair, which is happening on Friday the 12th and Saturday 13th of August at Makerere University Freedom Square, right here in Kampala in Makerere. Now, somebody here said, I don't know whether he a he or a she, but I taken a screenshot of your appearance and studios and said, give us more information. I think about the job fair. Somebody wants more information. Please give more information. Another here says, hello and thank you so much indeed for the continuous efforts to move the youth into technology generation. But it would really make a lot of impact if this program is extended to our local communities. Thank you very much. His name is Ombwa Mark, an LLB student, whatever that means. Another here says, another one here says, I am in Gulu, I beg your pardon, thank you. I am in Gulu and I would like to participate. How should I go about it, please? Somebody is in Gulu and they would love to participate in the fair. They need to know and they need to be advised. Somebody says, hello UBC, thank you very much for hosting the very bright and intelligent man from Bulambuli district. Moses, you make us so proud with your way of articulating issues of national importance. Be blessed beyond measure. Hudson Ngotoa from Bulambuli. Yeah. Now Bulambuli is very well represented.
Bulambuli is my home district.
I know. Good morning, UBC. Could you kindly inquire from the commissioner the benefits offered by Ugandan government, by the Ugandan government cloud for data management? What practical examples and connected, I think, as a level of the e-government that one can get from Uganda? Well, now the number is +97. I think this one is either in Dubai or in Saudi Arabia, wherever they are. But it's a +9. It's a +97 number. Somebody says, nice following you live. I talk about the ICT. My name is Peter from Soroti. I'm an ICT graduate. I thank you. An ICT graduate here for you. From Soroti. Another one here says, I thank you so much for the program. I would love to participate. What should I do? Now, please send us your names. We need to know. You're just saying I want to participate, but who are you? How do we even respond to you? It's just civil that you say your name. I am Peter, I am Watasa, I am Soma, I am Semakula, I am Ratoro. Send us your name and we know who we are talking to. Good morning, I am a fresh graduate and I would like to know whether there is need to register so as to attend the job fair. I can come and attend minus any form of, or can I come and attend minus any form of registration? And an ICT graduate here wants to know, how do they want to, how should they come? Well, there are lots of more coming in. Let's get to those. Let me start with you, Soma.
All right, yes, thank you very much, sir. So the first question, which was asking for more information about the job fair, I think what people want to know is, are they supposed to come with CVs? Are they just going to come? How are they going to,
should they prepare for interviews, job interviews?
Exactly, yes. So if that's what you are trying to mean, let me just brief you about this. Why we are having actually CV training skills in the afternoon hours of Friday between 12 noon to around 4 p.m. We will have different training sessions. First to do with CV writing skills and then also to do with oral interview skills, how you can present yourself better in an oral interview. So in this way, you can come with your CV, look at the companies that are available, yeah? And then if you feel like you need to tweak your CV accordingly, according to what opportunities you have found in those companies, in the stalls that you've moved to, and you're available. Yes. You have the time to tweak it. That's why the ministry decided to make it 2 days, so that you can give somebody time to actually do that, to go tweak your CV accordingly, and then come back the next day, or even that very day if you're able to to edit it or change it accordingly. And then you will also see some Twitter posts. The ministry is working on some artworks to put out some positions and the names of companies of the names of the companies and some positions and the number of positions needed in specific companies. So if you're able to follow up with the Twitter posts on Makere and the one of Ministry of ICT, you will be able to pick out on some of the companies and their opportunities that they're offering, so you could apply accordingly. and you could see fit. And then another thing is that we encourage people to come physically. Of course, I know we've heard from our brother in Gulu. There are, of course, people from
another is also in Gulu here. Some lady,
Yes.
a sister in Gulu, she's called Sharon, and she says, I want to know how someone who did not do a course in ICT or ICT related can also belong. For example, I have a bachelor's in business administration. How can I benefit from what you're talking about? She's also in Gulu.
Yes. Okay, fine. Thank you very much,
Sharon.
Sis Sharon from Gulu. What we have done is that we have opened different opportunities. Of course, there are mainly ICT opportunities, but there are companies that are actually offering different opportunities outside the scope of ICT, because these are ICT, they are partners of the Ministry of ICT, so they are not only offering maybe, say, software developer opportunities or content creators or graphics, you know, all these things that fall under ICT, they have actually opened up different other opportunities. So it's best for you to come physically, approach and meet these employers, these companies physically, you know, talk to them, engage with them. You will see the opportunities that you will find. It's very important to actually physically engage with these people, because you actually don't know what you could end up getting.
Exactly.
You know, and also first impression matters. Don't come dressed in sapatu, I mean sandals, and you know, you don't know that the first impression of that
It's lasting
employer,
impression.
exactly,
Yeah.
it's lasting. So please come dressed appropriately. Do not think it's a job fair for, you know, just walk in and walk out and just drop your CV. The way you present yourself matters a lot to the employer, to the people that will be seeing you. That is the first thing someone sees about how you handle yourself. So apart from that, you've come with your CV, you've submitted it. Someone might get impressed. Maybe some of the partners, the companies that have already registered to offer opportunities, they could actually say, you know what, this person will, you know, we shall give them a job instead of an internship.
An internship, yeah.
Yes, you know. So it's very important. Please come physically. Go for the training sessions. The training sessions will happen in the afternoon hours on Friday, and also make sure that you come ready if you want to come with your laptops if you want to tweak your CVs immediately. You know, I think that is why, and of course there are other people who have those services to assist to edit accordingly.
Okay.
Yes, so that is something I would encourage people to. I hope that's what, I hope that's been
just
able to
information.
answer.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Somebody here from Tororo, I think you now give them a similar answer. Felix Philip from Tororo also talks about the same. Says, I really want to get the service, and I hold a diploma in business studies, majorly in accounts, and we're asking how they can actually benefit from. He's in Tororo, but I think, like you said, you need to walk in physically.
Yes,
you need to come.
It's better to come physically, but of course, with the Ministry of ICT, we've been having talks about this kind of things of doing it regionally in future, not now. This is the first of its kind. We are launching this job fair on Friday, but with a hope and we pray and hope that in future that we can have job fairs in the different regions of Uganda, so that no one feels isolated, so that no one feels like, oh, jobs can only be found in Kampala.
Okay.
What about me who's in Kisoro or somewhere? How do I benefit? So that's already, the ministry is already having discussions about that, and I will leave Mr. Watasa to talk about that with time. But these are things that have already been considered. But for now, of course, this on the Twitter handles for the Ministry of ICT, Huawei and Makere, Market 100, they will be able to, once they post some of these opportunities, they will put also email addresses for some of these companies where you can submit online. But usually I think people prefer a physical feel of things. Of course, come masked up. Do not think COVID has disappeared. We do not forget that COVID is still, the pandemic is still there. You come masked up, but that is something we have already considered anyway.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Ndugu Watasa, you come in there, but somebody says, good morning to you. I am Maureen from Kayunga, and I am a graduate of Gulu University. You wish to do a short course or a postgraduate diploma in ICT. And now this one just wants to get into ICT. They don't know what to do. They're only seeking to find out. Zanga Simon Peter, I am an engineer from Bulambuli. How do I benefit from the initiative as an engineer? Now, he's an engineer and he wants to know how does he benefit from all this as an engineer. Very important. Many more here. Good morning and thank you so much for the program. My name is Pasco Sechanzi. I am a medical laboratory technologist. I appreciate this program because medicine moves along with technology. My question is whether there will be any way of attending online, like Zoom. I was actually going to ask you about that, Zoom or Google Meet, because some of us, the nature of our jobs can't allow us to attend physically. And the doctor is also in Gulu, amazingly. So there's something happening in Gulu. Yes. The doctor is also in Gulu. They want to know. They would love to be part of it. They can't walk to Makerere physically, and they just want to know whether there will be a Zoom link of sorts, a Google Meet, or anything like that for people who are far away, but they would love to participate and see what is happening and participate in that virtual setting. Commissioner Watasa, I know you have lots of things to say here. Say them and also respond to those that you can respond to here.
Okay, thank you, Ndugu Jagenda, again. It's very good to know that the country is watching UPC, Gulu, Mbale, Bulambuli, Mbarara, Tororo,
whatever they are.
So UPC is the thing, and we are very happy about that. And that means that our message is reaching. We are not here to talk to ourselves, we are here talking to the country. Maybe the other thing we wanted to touch on is that why are we doing this in Makerere?
Okay.
She has mentioned this is an entry ICT Job Fair. We are going to have many, many more. I can tell the people watching us that we are going to have many more of this. We are supported by His Excellency the President. Yesterday I was talking to my Minister, Honorable Chris Bariomunsi. He has sent me to come here and say that we are going to regionalize these. Okay. So if you are in Tororo, if you are in Mbale, if you are in Mbarara, if you are in Masaka,
your opportunity and time is coming.
We are coming there. We will let you know, because we know that these professionals are all over the country. So so don't worry. We are coming there. In fact, even the innovation program, we have a beautiful innovation hub here in Nakawa, and our ministry, which supports ICT innovations, fantastic, infrastructure, high-speed internet, equipped with everything. If you're an innovator, you can work from that center. It's next to MOOBS, Makerere University Business School, and opposite Capital Shoppers. If you have work to do, ICT innovations, and you have no place to work from, you have no internet, please go there. We will receive you and support you and work with you. There's someone from Dubai who was talking about data. The beauty with Uganda is that we know that data is money. Not so how we. Data is money, because if you have this hardware and systems without data, then they're not really useful. So data is money, which is why government has put in place a law to protect data, because if you are going to use my data, then you should pay the appropriate price. So online services, he touched on e-services. These are many. Even you can now apply for a passport online.
Everything is now online.
Customs, taxes, and whatever. This is the essence of government even automating its systems. I talked about procurement. You can look for information, which tenders are available. All these are online. I can't exhaust this here, but I invite him to contact us. We are on Twitter. The young people call it Twitter.
like 2020.
My daughter corrected me that it is Twitter. It's not Twitter.
Not Twitter. Twitter is typically from Bulambuli and for your age.
Yeah, and it's very good to know my people in Bulambuli are watching. So it's very important to the ministry. You can send us an email. You can contact us on social media. We have young people there. By the way, we also have a digital communication unit at the ministry, which does nothing but digital engagement with young people, people within the country and across. So reach out to us if you need us to give you some documents. We share them with you in soft copy, because the reason we're also here is to support and facilitate our people who are in the diaspora, like the one who contacted us from Dubai, the one whose message you read. They don't have to come here physically. We have consulates there, but there are things we can do online, thanks to our investment in the infrastructure and systems as government. Makerere is the oldest university in Uganda. And this year, Makerere is marking 100 years since it was established.
Started in 1922.
In 1922. As we know, it has produced great people, great leaders, great authors, great professionals through the years. And we have a good working relationship with the leadership of Makerere. He's a good
Barnabas
friend of ours. As we know, Makerere is on the move. There are so many innovations there in ICT itself, in the computing faculty. They are innovating all sorts of things, these electric cars, the equipment, health diagnostics, and what. So Makerere, as we were thinking about where to start from, Makerere definitely comes into the mind. But we also have a good relationship with the Ministry of Education and Sports, under which Makerere falls. Remember earlier I talked about systems we are developing for Ministry of Education to document teachers at all levels, so that it is easier for government to plan and budget for them, so that even projections become easy. Good relationship we have with the First Lady, Mama, and the Minister of Education and Sports. Even us at technical levels, the PS, Madam Katie, we are doing a lot of things together. So Makerere is the setting for this year, which is the inaugural ICT Job Fair. But like we've said, we want to expand and go up country so that we create more jobs. So Makerere gave us the Freedom Square, which you have talked about. It's a large place because we also needed a place where so many stores can be set up so that we have more companies and exhibitors and people who have opportunities.
And it makes sense when you're in Makerere, because you talk about ICT, you talk about CVs, you talk about learning, you talk about the environment itself. Exactly. Speaks very well.
So we are going to bring in other universities because we are aware we have more than 100, but we needed to start from somewhere. So at this point in time, we thought that Makerere is suitable. And like I've said, we are waiting confirmation. We are expecting His Excellency the President to be the chief guest at this fair, and I do believe he will come because he's so passionate about ICT. I know that every time he speaks, he never completes any of his speeches without touching on
the component of ICT.
Yes, so I'm also happy finally that Bulambul is switched on and they are watching. People like Haddison, Engineer Zanga, just like I advised a friend in Dubai, you can reach out to the ministry. If you are an engineer, probably you are into developing either equipment, ICT equipment, or solutions. There are many things we are doing with engineers. So what you can do,
reach out
to get in touch with the ministry. And since you are from Bulambuli, you probably know my number. You can also call me so that we have a good conversation and work together to jointly make this country a better place.
Well, I think now the most important thing is what you're discussing and talk about has gained traction, that everyone or majority of the people would love to come to Makerere, but they can't afford coming to Makerere this particular time round. You've answered this question over again. Now, somebody here in Mbale says the program is very good, but only for Kampala. When will it come to Mbale? Now, you just talked about the regional bit of it. Somebody here says, I am Dandu Sanderson from Aleptong. Aleptong is in Lango. How should I come and how should someone who has studied ICT at lower levels be helped? Lower levels to mean O levels? I don't know.
I will say something about
You will say something about that. Now, this is a Leptong now in Acholi. Sorry, in Lango. Thank you. My name is Aaron, and I'm from Wakiso. And I want to know how I can learn ICT. I am not a graduate. I dropped out of school. Maybe in O-level, etc. Because of several reasons. School fees could be one of those. But they want to know, even when they dropped out of school, can they still make a life in ICT? I am in Bunyangabu, and I am training youth to make shows. How can you help Mam Boniface? I don't know what this means, but this person is in Bunyangabu. You know where Bunyangabu is? Bunyangabu is after Fort Portal, when you're going to Kasese. That's where Bunyangabu is. It's a new district. Somebody is in Bunyangabu training youth, and I think they need to be helped on how to, maybe skilling them to see how they can help the youth. Thank you so much for the show, and I'm watching you from the center of Uganda. Is there a scholarship for training? I am very interested. I am very interested, but capital is my problem. Paul Darius from the center of Uganda. I don't know where the center of Uganda is. I don't know where the center of Uganda is, but somebody here is from the center of Uganda and they want to know if there are any opportunities. Some of us are above 35 and are jobless, especially from the lockdown period, but with experience. What chances do we have for job placement? I am Peter. I don't know where you are, but says the lockdowns have cost them lots of things. Good morning, I am a fresh graduate and I would like to know, I think I read this one, okay. Thank you very much. I am just inquiring from Huawei spokesperson if they are still producing phones. Somebody wants to know from the spokesperson of Huawei if you are still producing phones. If she says yes, please don't ask for the phone and say, now that you're producing phones, we do not know where you're taking us, but someone wants to know. Okay, let me start with you again. Muchala,
Yes.
Respond to a few of those that you've had come in.
Okay, thank you very much. So, our colleague that is asking if we still produce phones, I'll start with you. Yes, we do produce phones globally. However, in Uganda, our device department was transferred to our Nairobi offices in 2017. So, in Uganda, we are currently focusing on different kind of work, different kinds of business and infrastructure building in Uganda. So that is why you do not see our Huawei products so much on the market, but we still continue to produce devices in different parts of the world where our offices are based. And then I think there's somebody who was talking about funding, something to do with funding. At the job fair, we already got some international organizations and companies that are willing to fund people with very brilliant ideas. So I'll just take this opportunity to invite you to actually come and bring your proposals and prototypes to these people, because that's what they want to see. They are willing to fund people. They are willing to give you funding so that they can grow with you, so that they can take you up from where you are to have whatever you've innovated into a reality. So these people are there, but they'll only take up people with whoever they have selected, the extremely brilliant ideas and innovations that have come up to place, that have been showcased to them. And then also about innovations, URSB has offered to train people how to protect their innovation rights, because there are so many people who have very brilliant ideas, but their ideas are stolen by these very big companies sometimes, you know, and because you're still young probably and you have no say, you don't know what you have to do to protect your rights of your idea. So URSB has actually offered to train people how to protect, train innovators, these young innovators, how to protect their rights, your intellectual property, your trademark rights, so that they're able to protect their ideas for their own, because this is your idea, not their idea. Do not just accept somebody to say, okay, I'm going to give you $10,000, you give me the, and yet this idea can create billions and billions for you and for the nation. Exactly. So I think that is something we all have to also take note of, and I hope that that will help. And also the public service will be there to help people to know how to apply for government jobs. You know, actually there are so many people who don't even know what public service does. They just see the building there and they don't know, they wonder what does that
happens in there.
What happens in there. But they do recruit people who work in government, and we know that there are young people who have the urge to go and work within government, and they actually have an online platform. I think that is true, Mr. Watasa. So they have an online platform, and they want people to actually be aware of this kind of things that are going on at public service. So you should come on board. All the youth that are watching from different parts of Uganda, we hope that you can come through, and you're able to tap into some of these opportunities and to learn more. You'll be able to meet more people, learn more from these people. And then also there's somebody who asked about how can they scale. I don't know what level they dropped out from, but what Huawei is doing, like as long as you've completed A level, that's for Huawei. We have our free certifications that we're doing as a CSR.
Okay.
So we have decided that you can come in as long as you have interest and you're trained and skilled in some of these new emerging technologies through our Huawei ICT academies or even our online platform. We have our own online platform, and if you're able to come on Friday and Saturday, you'll be able to see our Huawei ICT Academy booth, a stall that will have some of our instructors there. If you have any questions, it's best to directly communicate with them, and they will guide you on how you can get certified on some of these things, and these would actually help you from whichever level you dropped out from to get onto another level of having a Huawei certificate, because Huawei is a globally recognized company, and our certification can take you to different places. So I hope that will be able to help someone of that kind. Thank you.
Mr. Commissioner.
Okay, thank you again, and thank you our viewers for staying with us. One of the things we thought, and the reason that we had to do this fair, we know that we've been going through lockdowns, which were necessitated by COVID control measures. Now businesses are opening in Uganda and all over the world. So this was also timed to have the youth especially appreciate the available opportunities as we open now that we are out of the lockdowns. I'm sure we are not going back. So businesses are picking up, and there are many opportunities, especially in the ICT arena. I also wanted the youth to know that, the ministry does actually much more. For example, Ndugu Jagenda, we also set up computer labs in schools across the country. So if you are a school, you might also want to come, and you know what we consider to set up these computer labs across the country. This is a program that we do through one of our agencies, which is the Uganda Communications Commission. I want to thank them, the leadership of UCC. Good job they are doing. More than, I think, 100 labs we've set up already. So we are mapping up the country with a view to setting up. We want appreciation and the learning of ICT to start at an early stage, so that by the time these guys are in the universities, whatever we do with the likes of Huawei builds on what people have acquired through the education system. But we also actually provide the ICT equipment. You saw the other day UCC, together with the Ministry of Education, distributing tablets, computers. Please, we don't give smartphones. Those ones, they might buy them from Huawei. But we also do equipment through UCC. In fact, even NITAU, which is one of our agencies under the ministry, we do a lot of that. There are people who are inquiring about training for ICT. ICT shouldn't scare anyone watching us. ICT is not abstract. It's something you can learn and quickly work with it. And the beauty with ICT is that it has prompts. If you reach somewhere, it tells you. Yes, tells you try this, do this. When you have reached here, the next stage is
it tells you that when you say yes, you're deleting everything.
Yes.
When you say no.
Yes. So it's not really abstract.
Yes.
If you are a business person in Ichikubo, in a marketplace, if you are a seller of whether fish or maize or coffee, you can work with ICT to actually improve your business. This is why our ministry, again, through some of our agencies, UCC in particular, we do functional targeted training programs for the informal sector. We have trained thousands of these, business people in the informal sector, but we also do SMEs, small and medium enterprises. We do specifically targeted packaged courses in ICT which can support and improve the functioning of businesses at different levels, because we know that not everyone studies ICT in order to get a degree or a diploma or a master's. There are people who need ICT to perform certain business-related functions. So we have this, we do with the UCC, but more critically, viewers, we have our institute, UICT, Uganda Institute of Communication Technology. It's actually the one that hosts our innovation hub. That institute, in fact, I saw they run a whole page of short courses. Some are 1 week, 2 weeks. Now, these are targeted courses for functioning, for business, for operations, for, whether you want to track your costs and cost drivers in your business to improve your profitability by leveraging ICT. All these are available. So kindly get in touch with the ministry, get in touch with the UICT. It's just here in Nakawa, next to MOBS.
Okay.
But we also do targeted programs for special interest groups who include the youth, the women, the elderly, people with disabilities, yes, all those. In fact, some of the equipment we distribute has provision for PWDs because it's possible someone doesn't see, but there's what they call a braille.
They now want to be they now want to be called people with different abilities.
Yes, people with different abilities. So if you are watching us today, there is so much that you can do by leveraging ICTs, whether you're a youth, whether you're disabled, whether you're a minority, because now government is bringing everyone
on board.
Remember, we are part of the Sustainable Development Goals, which Uganda signed in 2015, coordinated through the Office of the Prime Minister, where our tagline is that we should not leave anyone behind.
Exactly.
So even the ICT, we want to know that
everyone
on board. Is on board,
all inclusive,
and our policies and operations are such that everyone is part of it.
Okay.
So come to us and we show you how you can be trained. There are packages that are specifically packaged for you, not necessarily so you get a paper or a degree.
Okay.
So ministry has a lot, and we are grateful that with our partners like Wawi and others who you will see in Makerere, that there's so much that we can do with and for our country.
Thank you very much. You've responded to Mr. Ojok Boniface from Omoro district here. He also he holds a bachelor's of development studies and a certificate in administration law or administrative law from Makerere University. He was asking a question that I think you have responded to without me reading it to you. Good morning. Which program is a program localized for Kampala? Of course, now many of these would love to participate, and the challenge is they are far away from Kampala, and so they think, but it will come. It's where you are. Robert from Koboko wants to join learning ICT, but I think you've simplified it, made it easier there, and of course just helped us understand that ICT is not it's not an abstract thing that it's for only the mutualazia and possibly understand ICT. It's for anybody. They want to improve their knowledge. Thank you so much. This one is in Koboko. Somebody here is called Kasbat from Bulisa. What plans do you have for the youth up country? Because you are best same. This will come to regions. I just want to know, I just want to let you know that they are actually following you and listening in. Somebody here says he's from, well, now there's another one here from South Sudan, and somebody from South Sudan is also interested in saying, how can I, in South Sudan, tap into the opportunity? Okay, that's where we are. Well, very many more still coming in, and just in the interest of time, I think I will say a few here, and we close it down. Migade Aaron, I dropped out of school from Soroti, but I finished my PLE in 2019. Can I learn ICT even at that level? Now, Migade can actually write this English. A PLE dropout, he says, in 2019, just 2 years ago, and he wants to learn some ICT, you know, as a way to go. So somebody here, the center of Uganda is a Molatar district. Somebody said, the one who said is from the center of Uganda is actually from a Molatar. Yes, a Molatar, from a Molatar. Yeah. Somebody says the center of Uganda is actually a Molatar district. Now, as you're praising Bulambuli, somebody is also pushing for a Molatar, just right there. Mr. Commissioner and my sister, Muchal, I think I'll start with you. Yes. In the next 5 minutes, let's close this down. Yes. With your closing remarks and hope to the people watching and viewing, and of course telling them that it's the beginning, but it will come to the entire nation.
Yes. Before I make my closing remarks, I just need to let people know that there will be a Zoom link. I just need you to keep an eye on the Makerere University and also the Ministry of ICT Twitter pages. They will be sharing a Zoom link. We hope that you're also able to have Twitter, so that
we're talking about ICT, and you know, when we talk ICT, we don't even have to define to you what Twitter is or all these other.
So we hope you'll be able to follow, keep an eye on these pages, so that you're able to get all this information. The Zoom link that will be there, so that you're able to get into the training courses that will be there. However, we believe that our friends and brothers, UBC might cover us for the launch ceremony in the morning live. So we are hoping that you also be watching on Friday, UBC, so that you can see what's going on. But that's for only the morning hours. But however, we've said the Zoom link will be available for all of you to be there. And my closing remarks, please come. Do not say that the government has not tried to open up opportunities, but the government is really trying to work hand in hand with different partners to make sure that at least we know not everyone will benefit, but at least some people will, and this contributes towards narrowing up the gap of unemployment among the young people in Uganda. So please come, and we hope to see you there. I will be there, and I'm sure my colleague Mr. Watasa will be there. We'll be there to make sure everything is moving well and smoothly. So we look forward to seeing you all on Friday and on Saturday. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Commissioner.
Yes.
Closing remarks.
There's something she mentioned which I want to emphasize.
Please,
for the young people coming to Makerere, please present yourselves well. Us in public relations, we say first impressions are lasting impressions, and that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So what she meant is that you dress yourself well. You know, there are these things they call balancing the trousers, these young people, balancing trousers.
Damage.
There are these jeans with the patches. Are they called damage?
They call them damage.
Yeah,
and you wonder why you put on a damaged trouser.
Kindly leave those behind. They are for club when you go for the weekend.
Yeah, for some other missions.
But to dress like someone who is already working in a company.
Come and impress her at Huawei. Come and impress him.
I hope they have been watching her.
Look at her. Come and impress her. Come and impress the commissioner.
Come and impress her. Come and impress me. Yeah, so no sleeveless shirts, no, you know. You know, there are the ladies who also come with the green hair, yellow hair. Now, us in public service,
dresses that make the cleavages and, you know.
Then there are those who use a lot of perfumes, and they're choking you, you can't breathe, and you have headache. So this is what we are talking about. Dress like you are already in a company. So when you talk to these companies, on top of presenting yourself well, they can get impressed and pick interest in you. I do hire people for government. I know that we look for the personality on top of the profession and the skills and the competencies. So it's not a small thing. Young people coming to Makerere, take note of that. Someone from South Sudan, again, this is exciting. You know, we collaborate with South Sudan. I think even UBC.
Yes.
I remember when they were setting up the TV for South Sudan, the UBC of South Sudan. I remember we were working with them. I came there, and so it's good to know they follow.
Somebody is in South Sudan, and they want
to know they follow what happens here. And South Sudan is now a member of the EAC.
Exactly.
I think
they came in much earlier.
Absolutely. There's a lot of business happening between Uganda and South Sudan. Sometimes you don't have to come to Uganda physically. We can do a lot of things online. You know, the e-commerce, even searching for the opportunities. Like in South Sudan, I know they are looking for food, they are looking for beverages, they are looking for, you know, for
dairy
these consumer
products,
goods, dairy products. So these are some of the things we can do by leveraging ICTs. So if you're in South Sudan, we definitely have something for you. Ndugu Jagenda, I want to, as we end, I want to thank Makerere University.
Sure.
Professor Nawangwe and your team, we are always grateful to you. We are grateful to you now and always. Thanks for being a good, reliable partner of Ministry of ICT and our friends like Huawei. We know you are marking 100 years. Again, we have been working with Makerere to publicize the different series of events that have been part of the 100-year journey of Makerere University. It has been good. We are proud to be associated with them. We wish you well, and we are going to continue working with you. I want to thank the companies who have already registered with us. By the way, the entries are still open, not so. So more companies, if you want to be part of what the ICT Job Fair, please get in touch with us. You can still submit your entry and we host you. We've said it is free. You are going to get a free store, so that because we are solving a problem of unemployment and therefore creating opportunity. That's why the stores are free. I want to thank UBC for hosting us and for standing with us and for supporting us to communicate such government priorities. We do appreciate that. Finally, colleagues from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance who have been working behind the scenes to bring the ICT fair to life. It is coming to life. I am definitely sure it's going to be a big success together with the efforts of Huawei. So UBC, you don't just slogan here, you are truly inspiring
Living
the country,
slogan.
and we are looking forward to you staying with us through the fair and the other efforts by the government and our good partners like Huawei and my people of Bulambuli. Thanks for watching, and keep here, because when you are informed, then things work better for you. Now government is bringing the parish model to you, by the way, which we are also developing a software system, the parish model information management system, which is going to host all the data across the country. So you can see
from the 10,900 something parishes
yeah,
of the country.
absolutely. We are in the thick of it. Our ministry, the developing of the system is well underway, and I think we should conclude soon, so that all the data is captured, which is going to ease identifying beneficiaries, working with them, and even tracking them, because people have been saying that what makes the PDM special? It's special because we've learned from some of the challenges in the past, and now we are even integrating technology to support the rolling out of the parish development model. So thank you, and stay with UBC and continue working with your government to make Uganda a better place.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Watasa, the Commissioner Communications and Information Dissemination from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Nakushukuru sana again for having allowed to be with us here for today in Good Morning Uganda Extra extended version. And of course, thank you so much, my sister Soma Muchala Fauzia, the spokesperson of Huawei Technologies Uganda, for also having allowed to be with us. And of course, to let you know that the fair is on Friday the 12th of August and Saturday 13th August at the Makerere University Freedom Square. For those of you who can access, who can come to Kampala. Now, for you who can't attend physically, there will be a Zoom link, like Fauzia has actually intimated to us, and it will come to the rest of the country in regions. So those in Gulu, those in Tororo, those in Imbale, in Bulisa, in Bunyangabu, in Kasese, in Barara, and everywhere. Don't say it's only a Kampala fair. It will come. There is only one Makerere in Uganda, so it's at Makerere this time round. Next time it comes, maybe it will be at Muni, or it will go to Kabale University, or whichever university, whichever place that will be available for them. But thank you so much for being part of the show. My name is Jagenda Semakola Ziksoka. Thank you so much, lady. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And to the viewers out there, we wish you all the best for God and my country. We will later tell you what is happening in Kenya between Raila Amolo Odinga of the Azimio Coalition and Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto of the UDA Kenya Kwanza. Stay blessed. For God and my country. Shalom. Thank you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.